From Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City, welcome to the Tuesday edition Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handegriff, Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro, Jordan Kinch is back in the studio. The whole fam's back together. It's been a while since we ran it at full strength here today. Must be getting close, man. We must be getting closer to real football. LSU put the pads on this morning for the first time. We'll be getting some things out of that practice when it ends. The Saints scrimmaged on Sunday, a very long scrimmage, over 120 plays. Gave them yesterday off. They came back this morning for some work. They're finishing that up. And then they are off to California for the rest of the week. They'll be off tomorrow, but then they'll practice there and then play the Chargers on Sunday in their first preseason game. Kellen Moore calling it a transitional practice coming out of the scrimmage. They're a little bit sore. This is kind of the litmus test. They ramped this thing up. They gave them a lot of recuperation period, and this is probably this is the most extensive of the contact work that the Saints have gotten before they head out for the first preseason game. Hadn't announced what they're going to do with the quarterbacks, but it was Rattler again with the ones today.
First time they've gone back-to-back with any quarterback.
Yeah, and when Shook did get in, the first pass was shaky. It was kind of not a pick that was dropped, but a pick that should have been made, and then the third pass he threw was a pick. This is starting to trend more and more in that direction of Spencer Rattler for the opener. We still got time, but I would say that he has opened up. He's opened up a lead.
Yeah, minus 260 now to be the first quarterback in Week 1 over at the DraftKings Sportsbook. So minus 260, Shuck plus 180. As recently as Friday, that was minus 140. We were talking about that.
It had moved last week,
yes.
From like the beginning of the week to the end of the week, and it's moved again. And that's where we're trending now. There are two other things that happen. One of them I kind of want to make fun of, and the other one just interesting. Two quarterbacks signed in the last 24 hours. Teddy Bridgewater signing with the Buccaneers as they have an injury. Their backup quarterback, I'm blanking. Michael Pratt, the Tulane kid. He's down for a little period of time, so they brought in Teddy Bridgewater. The Browns, this is the part I want to laugh at, Max. This is right in your neighborhood. They brought in Tyler Huntley. Not because Tyler Huntley's a bad quarterback or anything to bring in at this point in camp if you have some injuries, just that the Browns now have 6 guys in their quarterback room, assuming Deshaun Watson is on campus.
He is technically around. He's not showing up to practices.
So this afternoon, if you go to a Browns quarterback meeting, you got Deshaun Watson, who's not going to play, Joe Flacco, who's 40 years old, Kenny Pickett, who's still sort of hurt.
Sort of, not full strength at practice.
Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders. And
Gabriel and Sanders, both nursing injuries.
Both
Gabriel
and
hammy.
And Tyler Huntley. They got enough seats in the room? I mean, that's 6 quarterbacks on a roster. I mean, it's even for preseason. That's a little bit. It kind of mirrors the Browns quarterbacks for the last, since Brian Sipe, Bernie Kosar.
From doing a show.
You can't get things done with that.
Well, so, Jimmy, from doing a show today, this is strictly we need somebody to be a second quarterback in the preseason game. They just think that the other 3 quarterbacks are hurt right now.
Yeah, they can't even go.
So they're not stealing reps. They're just hurt right now.
This is what a bad quarterback situation looks like. Hey, we'll throw numbers at it. We'll find somebody. I'm not sure about that.
So it'll be Flacco and Huntley in the preseason game.
Flacco's going to take a snap in preseason?
He may have to play a lot in the first game.
Or you could play Huntley the entire game.
They got 4 guys hurt.
No, he doesn't have to do anything. You know what you have in him.
No, that's not why. They got 4.
Well, that's why you bring in Huntley.
Yeah, they got 4 guys that are hurting. And how fast
we'll
can
cut
Huntley?
You next week.
Yeah, how fast can Huntley get up to speed to run even preseason stuff? I guess he'd get it done by Saturday.
He's been there before.
Gabriel and Sanders both hurt. Cannot play.
Not Saturday, I don't think. They've been ruled out of Saturday's game?
It seems like Sanders dealing with – it's a Friday game.
It's Friday.
Sanders dealing with an arm soreness issue that he might be able to go through, but Gabriel and Pickett are dealing with hamstring injuries, so that might be a little bit more long-term.
Well, yeah, you got to that little arm soreness, rookie, trying to make my mark. I don't know. I'll try and get in there, but no, hamstring, you got to let that rest. Yeah, I mean, that's the nature of those. Quads, hams, yeah.
There were 3 veteran quarterbacks that were unsigned at the beginning of camp that were like, okay, as soon as somebody gets hurt, these are the three guys that are going to be signed. Bridgewater, Huntley, and then the other one was Carson Wentz. If you had a catastrophe at quarterback, these are one of the guys that you were going to sign. The Saints brought in a young guy. They brought in Deckers instead of one of the veterans, and he didn't really steal any reps. He just was kind of there. And they didn't feel the need to go sign a veteran just as a safety net, an insurance policy. If they had, Teddy Bridgewater probably would have been the guy that they signed. So they didn't feel the need to do that. They're comfortable with what they got, bumps and all. Bridgewater, you remember he signed with the Lions at the end of last season in case something happened in golf. He was going to go back and coach. I wonder what that high school's doing because they suspended him as that high school coach for permitting for giving Uber rides and recovery services to his players. I don't know if he was – I know he was suspended, but I don't know if he was supposed to go back and coach that team or not. So anyway, that's what's going on quarterbacks-wise in the NFL. The Browns are really a mess. How long can a quarterback situation
they're trying to be
bad?
a mess.
Well, they're succeeding admirably. Worst quarterback situation in the history of the franchise, Bears or the Browns?
Oh, the Bears.
Bears have been for longer because the Browns have had periods of success.
Yeah.
Kozar was a pretty good quarterback
Kozar,
for a while.
Sipe.
Otto Graham.
Yeah, I mean, you laugh, but I mean,
No, Otto
because of his
Graham.
old. I mean, he's one of the greatest players in the history of the league.
He was.
Bears the only franchise without a 4,000-yard passer, so I guess that would be them.
That's a long time. And when you say best quarterback ever for them, you know who holds most of their records is Jake Cutler, just because of the nature of the game now.
Hosted an NFC Championship game. Cutler against the Packers.
That's right. Was that the one where he ended up on the bike at the end of the first quarter?
Oh yeah. This is where his body language, the optics really were on its biggest stage.
Yeah.
And but no hosting. So they were the higher seed. I'm not sure if they were the 1 seed, maybe so, but a number 1 seed season. And listen, let's stay consistent. Was he on a good team in college?
Jake Cutler, no.
Okay.
And
then they won some. Mm-hmm. They lost a heartbreaker down to Swamp when Florida was good.
One of the James Franklin teams, right? Was 8-5 maybe?
I don't think he was there.
He wasn't on one of the James Franklin teams?
I'm not. It was close. It might be. I don't think so, but it might be. But he was.
No, he was not on a good team.
No,
there.
No.
Good for Vanderbilt standards, but not.
No,
good.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, he was. If you can star, with a bad team without the surroundings. Well, we talk about that a lot. So.
He was significantly better than the quarterback that they had that got to the next championship game and hosted for Chicago. He better than Rex Grossman, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cutler was better than Rex Grossman, I thought. And
that
Grossman
Bears,
actually won. They beat the Saints, 2006.
Yeah. I would say that Green Bay team was better than that Saints team.
I agree. The Saints weren't supposed to be there. They kind of
flashed. Is that
year.
the one that Green Bay beat Pittsburgh in Dallas?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So for their only. So
the Aaron Rodgers.
Because his only Super Bowl he played in.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we criticize how they promote, as an individual sport, quarterback versus quarterback instead of team versus team.
Yeah.
Looking back, that's a pretty tough one to Rodgers versus Cutler.
Bobby Johnson, the coach of Jay Cutler.
Bobby Johnson, there you go.
Oh wow!
Thank you, Max.
He didn't catch.
I didn't think
catch one
it
of
was
Franklin years,
because Franklin was their teams were pretty good.
Franklin,
they were
3 winning seasons.
Franklin
right?
was quite a bit later, 2011 to 2013.
Okay, and they were
Charlie.
like
The years
7.
just. And what year was Cutler under?
He was drafted in 06.
Okay, so 05 he finished. So 04 and 5.
Okay. So when he finished there, Grossman was a quarterback in Chicago. Okay. I got my Bears quarterbacks timelines.
Franklin made a bowl in all 3 years.
I mean, here's one for you too, Max. Hosted game day. That's how they were knocked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hosted game day. You remember the team they played?
Auburn?
Very good. You got that one right.
Yeah, okay, I remember.
Did they win?
They did win. No.
Late comeback fashion.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought I remembered them winning.
Yes. Yes.
That was a Tuberville
See if
team.
you could do that.
Yeah.
What years was Franklin there? It's
2011 to 2013.
2011 to
No,
2013.
that was Shizik. Tuberville was gone by
Chizik.
that time. Yeah. Yeah, that was right. That was right after their national championship season in 2010.
2010 was it, guys?
Okay. We're up to so you're up to speed with all your quarterback stuff. LSU and pads today again. They'll when they get off the field, we'll have a little bit of
Saints
news
gotta be
there.
open to getting to some cooler weather, huh?
I would think that they would enjoy the time out in California. They can practice in the afternoons out there.
Would they go back to Wisconsin? Or a
No, I don't
cooler
think
spot?
No, I don't think so. The
They-
upgrades that they've made to the facility suggest that they're going to stay home.
They can just go inside.
Yeah, they went to California last year because of the construction that was going on during camp, the cafeteria. But no, these are just little trips to go out with the preseason game. No, I don't think they're going to move.
This
camp
is why you
again.
invest money. Keep them home.
There's only I think they're down to 6 teams that go away for camp now. Most of them are in-house now. The Steelers are one. They still train in Latrobe. Yeah, but most of them are back in. It's cost cutting. You pick everything up.
Rolling Rocks from Latrobe, huh? The beer.
Yeah, I think that's right. Rolling Rock.
I'm pretty amazed. So Auburn and Vandy hosted that game.
Yes.
They were
game day.
They were 2-4. Auburn was 1-5 going into that game. Now Vandy ended up winning out the rest of the season that year.
They were 2-4.
They were 2-4.
Hosted game day.
Hosted a 1-5 Auburn team.
Was that the Chizik where they went? Did they go
0-8
in the league?
Yeah.
Yes,
I think
this was 2 years after.
2
the
years
title,
after. It was the
2012.
2012 season. Yeah. He went from national
I
champion.
can't remember
And that
them
was
going
last
to a
year.
game like that.
Yeah, they got rid of him.
Yeah.
You
Them
go
going to a game like that, 1-5 against a 2-4. Like how is that a host site for game day?
Who did they win?
As I remember, it was a week of there wasn't a marquee game somewhere
Really?
else.
Really?
Yeah. But
No,
Vandy
they
had Vandy had pulled an upset against somebody maybe early in the season, and it was kind of one of those, if we don't go to Vandy now, we'll never go.
Vandy
type
had
of
beaten Missouri in SEC. Well, yeah, SEC
Yeah, that
play.
was their first year in SEC play.
But they were 2-4. They had beaten Presbyterian and Missouri.
That's got to be a record.
Yeah, I would.
The combined records.
They just took pity on them. They just wanted to go.
And they won out.
They won out from there. Yeah, won their final 7 games.
Was the score of that game something like
including the bowl.
18-16 or
17-13.
17-13? Yeah. I think
40,000.
it was 13-0 late.
40,000 in attendance for that game.
13-0 going to the fourth quarter.
Something along those lines. Yeah.
It was.
I remember.
No, it was 10-10 at the half, and Vandy actually took a 17-10 lead.
Okay, so
going
but
into the
Auburn led
fourth
10-0 in the first half, and it was 10-10 at half.
No, Vandy had the first lead. So
Really?
yeah, Vandy looks like they were winning most of the game, if not all the game.
I think it's obvious we don't remember
Yeah.
a whole lot of
Yeah,
Vandy.
this internet is bad for those old bar bets.
We used to rack up on those things.
We're at those, man. Scotty's doing good, man. Took a little tumble off the roof, but he is doing fine. So we are glad to see that. So, yes, and that's where we are over here, man. We're privately owned. It's a casual steakhouse. You could come by and, that's nothing against the fancy steakhouses, but this is, you can get one. You can share a porterhouse with a buddy or with your son, with your wife, your date, whatever it is. You could get it cooked 2 different temperatures. Hand-cut fries are delicious. I think the best in town. They are unbelievable. They really do a good job with them. Great sides over here. A bar with specialty cocktails. But, we're here during lunch, and the lunch menu is completely different. So you got burgers, you got chicken sandwiches, grilled, blackened, fried, Nashville, extra spicy, hot. And you got a ton of different kind of accompaniments. You can, with the different cheeses and aiolis and, just all kinds of different, dress it up however you want. Kind of customize your chicken sandwich or burger. Plate lunches, and we're talking about Generous portions, to say the least. So the chicken fried steak is as big as a frisbee. You got the spaghetti and meatballs, the homemade meatballs, and the spaghetti and meatballs and the meatball po' boy are a hidden secret over here at Doe's Eat Place. So the catfish plate, the hamburger steak with either the mashed potatoes or the hand cut fries. So a little bit of everything over here at Doe's. So salads are really good with the grilled or blackened or fried chicken, or you can do with the grilled shrimp as well. So completely different lunch menu that's available 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday here at Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City.
Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
What's up, Donnie? I haven't seen you since the U.S. Open, man. Weather's tough to beat. Low 70s. What's that? What part? Oh, in San Diego? Yeah, yeah. The what? Oh, another change there.
I'm pretty good, man. I'm so glad y'all brought him on. We get the golf segment.
Yes.
I can't hit a winner right now, though. I'm trying.
Also hard game to win at. It's a hard game to win.
For all of your favorite South Louisiana,
Especially when Scotty's
you like the brown,
Well, yeah. Well, actually, I don't like
get any odds on
cream rice,
Right,
your favorite
right.
dish is even better.
I'm better off with Scotty's nuts.
Yeah, that's when I left. So much for being the British is tough. It's alliterated.
Oh, killed
I'm
it.
a golf junkie. Yeah.
The Climate Smart program
Past weekend was a
water
lot.
conservation and reduces
Yeah.
emissions.
But it's a lot of fun.
Generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits.
People who don't
For more
follow golf,
information, great recipes, find them online
you
at
had the top 50 in
supremerice.com.
the world, which gets you in all the signature events.
Right.
Then you had the 125 you drew a card and stayed.
Right.
And then the 70 for the playoffs.
Yeah, they didn't
So
have much of
you
a-
had a lot going on in one event.
Because it was such a blowout, you didn't really care who won at that point. But the top 70 was close. Didn't end up changing much. Did it?
125 is a big deal because they don't know those guys security cards that are scheduled. Not playing on provisional status.
Right, right.
Anyway, y'all do a great job.
Both of y'all can hit it pretty good.
You a good player?
Yeah, he's a good player.
There we go. Okay. No, I don't. No, I really don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're a good player. You're a great player.
Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial
Right.
situation. Bottom line is,
Those
Coastal
are my
Capital
three
Advisors
passions.
work with you and build a lifetime
Football
relationship.
season.
I
Yeah.
know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Phil Fontenot and his staff at 337
Yeah, the golf's about to end for me, too.
1376 or online at
It's too busy in the fall.
coastalcapitaledv.com.
Anyway, y'all do a great job.
Thank you, Don.
I don't miss it. I know when I'm gonna see y'all. It's always on in the truck. That's good to hear.
Jimmy, I was very closely paying attention to that Yankees-Rangers game last night. The Yankees are just melting down right now. The sky's falling for them.
Twitter is morning and everybody.
Right. Well, it was the last, they got swept by the Marlins, and now they blow another lead. They brought in Devin Williams, who they kind of given up on. They brought in Devin Williams, who blows the game again. So Jock Peterson, who's batting 130. So it just kind of, it's escalated. It's nothing out of the ordinary for them, but and it's a team chasing them in the wild card. Seattle wants to win the division. I think Seattle might catch it. Houston's struggling.
He is back.
Pena is back, and they brought in Correa.
Correa, Sanchez, which is
Yeah.
a really good player.
Yeah. Seattle's got the
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net, available for you anytime online. Also, LouisianaSports.net got extensive coverage, lots of write-ups about the current camp going on at LSU. And again, they're practicing right now. We don't ever talk politics on this show, and we're not breaking that streak today, but I did think it was interesting that Derek Dooley's running for Congress. Not because he's running for Congress. Like I said, we don't do the politics stuff here. But it did remind me when I went to when I went to read the piece just to see what he was running for, that they rehashed his career. Jimmy, what are the chances that a coach with a 500 record in the WAC gets one of the upper-level SEC jobs? In 2010, when he got the Tennessee job. He had a 500 record in the WAC. And, in fact, 500 in conference play. They were below 500 if you had everything.
Okay, what year was it?
2010.
Okay. Who was really who was the hottest coach in college football at that time? And really just starting to hit his stride.
Like an up-and-coming coach? Or
no.
Just,
the best coach in college football.
In 2010 was Saban.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what he had.
Yeah.
That's what he had.
Yeah.
And he had his name. And, and he got, would Kiffin have gotten the jobs early that he did? Both of these guys, their dads were thought of, highly thought of.
Yes.
But he had that resume builder. He worked for Saban. That was, Muschamp. Had the Texas and Georgia.
Yes, arguably the top two
Texas
situations.
And Florida.
Yeah, at that time. But okay, so that got him the Tech job. But
no. It got him Charlie Saban's success. He was able to sell it. He won national championships in the same decade at two different schools.
Yeah,
you're
right. Because
he took over.
They took the 3 years he took at Tech. Would not get you a promotion.
No,
should not have gotten you a promotion.
It's the name and his. I know the formula. I know Nick Saban's formula.
Right. Just you ain't Nick Saban. They went
They went
4-19 in the SEC in his 3 years.
Yeah.
At Tennessee. 4-19. Now, they should have been 5-18, but something happened down the street, and T-Bob saved him. It cost him another game.
I'll never forget. It was that game and also the North Carolina it's Music City Bowl.
Oh, they botched that clock.
They botched them on both of them.
Yeah.
Both games you thought were over.
Yes.
Both games you thought were over. They actually, I think they had to put some time back on the clock to give North Carolina a field goal attempt to send it in overtime. Then they lost in overtime. And, of course, we all know what happened. It's the funniest thing ever. You were doing post-game shows an hour and a half after. I was doing immediately after, and the first 6 calls were, I can't believe we lost this game.
Yeah.
No, we won. I mean, it's as if we lost, and I don't want to be result-oriented, but yes, but fire away.
Do you remember how long it was from – when the clock hit 0 and everybody thought the game was over to when they actually ran the play with Ridley?
Real time? 10 minutes?
10 to 15 or something, It wasn't like something that happened in a couple of minutes because they were –
I'm sitting in the studio ready to go. And then
it took them 3 minutes before anybody saw the flag, in the back of the end zone. They lost to Vanderbilt 3 straight times.
Ooh. He was hired.
So that was Franklin, huh?
Yeah, that was Franklin.
Yeah. Dooley was hired at Tennessee after a 4-8 season in Ruston. So that's an interesting time to vault up the coaching ranks.
I hate to go back to that game day event. Was this in Franklin's 3rd year after he had already brought
second season?
Okay, so he brought them to at least one bowl game.
The year before, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. By the way, Derek Dooley, there was a write-up in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution why Derek Dooley is embracing his football past to run for Senate in Georgia. And one of the candidates that's running against him for that same Senate seat said, sounds good to us, and posted a video of the LSU-Tennessee finish where there were 13 men on the field. So
he may be a very good pilot. I mean, look, the guy is exceptionally bright. He graduated from the University of Virginia, okay? I mean, it's not like he's
played there, right?
Yeah, I think he was like a walk-on receiver or something. But, yeah, it's not like
Sometimes
he's
the
not
players can get friendly scheduling. So, but that's a hell
Walk-on
of
wide
a degree.
receiver.
That is a hell of a degree.
Yeah, so you
UVA.
got to be
But-
very, very bright
but
to get a degree
There
out
have been
of
some
that.
people that come out of some student athletes come out of some highly prestigious academic institutions that weren't the most impressive.
Earned a doctorate.
I'll just never forget. I'm sorry. The Dooley story that I can't get over is, Saban, is down at the LHSAA coaches convention before the state championships, and he's recruiting. He's pounding the coaches how we're building this academic student center. We need to graduate our players. We're caring about your players. Boom. He's recruiting immediately. He's in the dome. He's got the LSU suite, and they're getting coaches up there, and he's recruiting. He's networking. He's meeting people. He's working, and they're trying to get a couple of recruits up or something, or coaches, whatever it was, and Dooley couldn't get them. Damn it, Dooley, figure it out. Everybody's up here.
Go get.
Dooley it's kind of like a whip dog. It just kind of, I don't know, man. And now some people, when he was here, some people said, man, he's gonna be a star. Some people believe that. I think I kind of interpret later about, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get his chance.
Yeah,
you see, you kind of
that's
what I mean?
was. I mean,
Because you can't go to Tech and and look at what Tech did before and after. They won
right
in that era.
And that staff was so deep and so talented. That staff that he was on here. I mean, Kirby Smart was a doggone GA at the beginning of that thing. I mean, that's probably the best staff LSU has ever put together, arguably in any sport.
They've had some good ones. One that sticks out to me for whatever reason was one that Miles was part of, and that was Colorado's under McCartney. With Gary Barnett and and then we go back to that Packers one with the Holmgren and all those.
John Gruden,
Gruden.
was on that staff, and I just meant here at LSU. That probably the best staff that they've had here.
Going way back, but that Diesel staff was good too. It got aged because there really wasn't any turnover, but there were a lot of guys that did some good things too. But yeah, that's much Kirby was a GA, huh?
Turned out to be the best one out of all of them, as far as just your record goes.
He's not doing too bad, is he?
No, and the chancellor ended up becoming president of the NCAA. It was a time here, man. There was some talent on campus.
Yes,
time.
with Dr.
The
Emmert
legendary
as well.
staff.
Don't forget our friends over at a Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, a Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060. Our great team at Legacy Title. Ashley Bonham-Donald, Mariana Broussard-Hayes, Adrian Reescalata, Michael Platt, Natalie, and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Doe's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Bussy Heidel for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time. Right now, find policies that fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that is
Devin Neal, hamstring
we want you to look at this. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage.
He got a law degree from Georgia as well. That's a pretty good
Quote today at morris-iv.com.
Well, it
Call
would, but
225-201-0007.
Juris Doctor degree from Georgia School of Law.
343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs. 925-87.
Chuck took some first team reps today. First pass was a near pick, third pass was a
Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Text Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway. 928-8659.
Oh, is that what
Total
they're saying?
Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC,
I mean,
electrical,
who else is-
generators,
if
and plumbing.
Devin
Service
Neal's
today,
out,
every day for total
Alvin's not
maintenance
out,
and
the
coastal
rest of the running
capital
backs will
advisors.
play, but
Markets evolve.
who-
We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Odd and Candy Restaurant Club. Sammy's
Well, that's what I'm
Grilled
saying. Like, who else is going to play in the
Hometown
preseason?
favorite for tailgating and watching LSU
There's
games
a
since
fourth name that I'm
1988.
blanking
Snow
on. But
Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and
Oh, they got
Louis
Clyde.
Cafe, a Baton Rouge
Clyde and
landmark since
Cam Akers has
1941.
been working
Just
out.
outside the North Gates of LSU. Finbom,
Yeah, Mims is
sushi,
coming.
burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
So that's good for Clyde in terms of making the roster if Devin Neal's hurt.
Commercial and residential. With our
That's a bummer though, because I really like Devin Neal.
any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Guardiola has expanded his coverage outside
Out
of
a few
that
weeks
area.
with an
Workbox
hamstring.
can now service the Gulf Coast
Probably
and
miss the
New
start of the
Orleans
year.
all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martin Jr., Brandy,
want
and
to
Chris.
look
Like
at
I did
flights
when I
before I
did
contact Aaron?
Call Workbox at 343-4886.
Sure, if it's not a rush, I would like to see, yeah. But I'll probably take a similar flights as you, as long as I'm trying not to take off from work if I can. Because I've got two days off, Thursday, Friday this week, and next week. I got a wedding at the end of the month, so I got a lot of time off already.
Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers and po' boys. All
I won't be here Thursday, Friday
popular appetizers are sure to please the picky
this week or next week.
Sandy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steak, celebrating its 50th
Oh, yeah.
anniversary.
That's a good name for it.
1971. Snow's
It reminds me of when I was at Pinehurst.
To please everyone.
They had like
Steaks,
these little
seafood, gumbo,
little
homemade
bars
soup,
in the
salads, specialty
clubhouse, and
cocktails, great wine
it
selection,
sounds like a
and
name they would come up with.
best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway and Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Shrimp on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City. This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daykin, and Rheem AC units, Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Heading out to Las Vegas, deep in the desert, lives one man. One man of many sports bets. The one and only Andy Isco.
Andy, how you doing, buddy? Been good. I tell you what, since I've been kind of working out and doing a little yard work, I'm sweating a lot more after being out in California. Oh, that would be our assistant, Max Gotro. Max reports that, I guess you took advantage of your chance to try and shine, huh? Never has there ever been more celebrated over a Hall of Fame game of performance than Trey Lance's performance.
I mean, what else do you remember? That and the Statue of Liberty punt. You know, the Oilers, the Titans ran one year. I mean, Trey Lance. I didn't peacock that much Friday, did I, Charlie?
No, I muted you a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well, Trey Lance, we kid Max, but I don't kid him on, when they were trying to start him, and it was painful to watch him try and make plays from the pocket. It just could not happen. The funny thing was Lance got the raw end of this whole little stretch where COVID provided umpteen years of eligibility in college, and guys were starting. Wait, he's still there. He's starting again. Diego Pavia's still playing. I mean, how many games has he started? That's in Trey Lance is part of the formula where you don't have 25 starts. Warning sign. And it's the reason why I think that Arch Manning is coming back for another year next year. So I mean, wait, what would be the rush? They have all the luxuries in the world, But he had ability. He played one scrimmage game that year. It was against some directional school, and so he didn't even get his North Dakota State 1AA or FCS level of reps in. And they would play, 3 playoff games as well. So, he missed out on the 13 games when he should have been playing that year, and he was so raw that in another year, maybe another, if he started as many games as Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he'd probably be, if not a starter, real close.
And this is where you boxed in because there's no games for him to start anymore.
Yes. Well, he's got some coaching. He's got a great defense, and they kind of spoon feed him a little bit. They did let take the handcuffs off a little bit as the season went on. I'm still not totally convinced, but Bo Nix, if he'd had the same amount of starts as Trey Lance, he wouldn't have got drafted.
Yeah.
No, if he would have gotten. He was eligible the year after he left Auburn, right? Because he took the 5th year
Sure.
at Oregon. If he'd have been coming out of Oregon, where would he have been?
6th round? Now, how many starts did he have in college?
He split time with Henson. It was Drew Henson, wasn't it?
I know he got the start in the Orange Bowl. And that was his big game where they beat Alabama in overtime when Alabama missed the extra point in overtime. Was about to go to double overtime. But he was fantastic. And if he does not have that game, he probably doesn't get drafted, period.
He might not, because Henson was considered the much more superior prospect. He played baseball, too.
Brady played.
He's not going to.
Brady played 2 full seasons.
How many
games.
starts?
23.
23. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's right underneath the number.
For what it's worth, I mentioned this Friday, Trey Lance, younger than both Tyler Shuck and Michael Penix. So books maybe not closed on him just yet.
But how many starts? Now, how many
Way
games
less.
did he start? He started
19,
one full season.
I want to say he played 16 games when they went in the playoff run one time.
And that's at an FCS level. I mean, so he, and another thing with Trey Lance, if this was now, how many people would have been going after him? I mean, who is it right now that's putting all the marbles into South Dakota State? Corey, help me out. It's Iowa.
Gronowski, yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but he wouldn't have been starting at North Dakota State the following year. I mean, he was too good, and you name your school. I mean, Ohio State. I mean, Penn State, LSU, Oklahoma. Whatever. I mean, you just name your power school, and he would have been their starting quarterback. Yeah. What other findings, Andy, through your research as we get closer and closer? What, 2 weeks, 2 and a half, no less, a week and a half to week 0, right?
18 days.
18 days. Okay, 2.5 weeks. I'm trying to get at. Yeah. Right.
Another quarterback issue after the one I think they had last year. But nonetheless, that was one of the more attractive ones that I saw, based upon the fact that a historically poor program loses a head coach, which they expected to do at some point, and that normally sets the program back a year or two.
I'll tell you though, the job that Odom did there, that was a minor miracle. I mean, that was impressive. And then he had the quarterback situation, with his money in the
The Holy Cross guy,
middle of the season.
Yeah.
What was his name again, Charlie?
Oh,
Max?
I'm blanking on it. Give me a second.
I don't remember, but it was all about the NIL promises.
Sluka.
Supposedly
Saluka.
Yeah.
Sluka.
Yeah.
He's transferred. I forget where he's playing this year.
Yeah, so they, in Barry Odom, you talk about he's going to take another miracle. I mean,
Sluka's at James Madison.
Who is at the bottom? Is Northwestern the bottom of the Big Ten resources? Purdue's close.
I would have
their
said that
current
about
situation-
Northwestern before they built that palace on the side of the lake
Well,
to train in.
Watch their team this year.
No, I'm
And
not
then
saying
the
the team's
palace is
good.
there.
Another game involving UNLV. They put out advanced lines at the Westgate for a number of games, including UNLV UCLA on September 6th, and I was shocked that it's at UNLV Allegiant Stadium, and they made UNLV a 1-point favorite. Now, UCLA has no great shakes, but they do not justify being a road underdog at a group of 5 school. And sure enough, I took UCLA plus the 1, and now UCLA is a favorite. It's just a difference in the talent that's being recruited that says that you're just asking a team. And of course, that coach had his debut season. He's under a little pressure, but I just think talent-wise, the rosters of UNLV and UCLA don't match up.
Well, the problem is at UNLV, anybody that's any good is going to get poached.
Transfer.
Tell me a non.
Well, their quarterback was now. The quarterback now is what, starting at USC.
Yeah, it's his second year. He took over last year. It's what all-conference player from a non-Group of 5 conference stays at that school. I mean, the MAC, it was a perfect. It's 100%. The Sun Belt, it was 100%. I mean, you're getting recognized there. I mean, you're doing. They already have so many resources. We know, like at LSU, and so much of a scouting system. And I mean, they're doing this for you, putting them on all conference team.
Years ago, they used to transfer to get with a better, more elite program if they were any good, and better visibility and a better chance of being drafted into the NFL. These days, now you transfer because of NIL, not NFL.
And what was the big story this year in the NFL draft? It was Gary Zabel, the lineman for North Dakota State, because he stayed. He was like the only one that was, I think, in the top 100.
North Dakota State.
North Dakota State. It was a huge story because he didn't go.
Right,
it's
right,
the exception now.
Yeah. Right. That's the noteworthy part of that whole process. But speaking of UCLA,
By the way,
Deshaun.
that's part of the NIL whole, experiment, if you want to call it that, or theory, is that it should get kids staying in college longer, get that experience.
Oh, we've
But they're
seen
getting
it.
the money now.
We've seen it. There's no doubt, and that is a positive as far as the overall talent level. You're getting guys that are staying. I mean, for instance, the whole backfield at Penn State. I mean, Aller. I mean, the two running backs. If there was no NIL, if there was no player pay, would they be staying?
Probably not.
I think again, Archer Manning is a great example of that.
He hasn't started a game yet, Andy. I know we give it a Heisman. He started two, one against Rice, and who else?
Mississippi State.
Yeah. And how'd he do?
They won.
Oh, they won.
They won.
They barely beat State.
His decision to stay at Texas last year was a decision because he knew that he had an opportunity this year to get that visibility. And I saw last night, I think Texas now the preseason number one.
That's part of his reason, too. Part of his reason to originally committing to Texas, that they now had an SEC affiliation, which was going to excite their boosters. And that it's just been a little domino that started with this whole Texas revival of the SEC inviting them into the league. And I will say for some of the big boys in the league, especially LSU, no doubt Texas A&M, and it's not a good thing. It was not a good thing. Will it sustain post-Manning? It's going to be a lot closer to what it is now than it was before. I can promise you that.
Texas does not rebuild; they reload.
They had 2 years, Andy, where they didn't have a guy drafted. 2 straight years. That's where they were. That's not happening anymore. If that happens 1 year with their SEC affiliation, let me know when that happens. I might not be around. Speaking of UCLA, though, you took UCLA. Deshaun Foster talking about taking over a tough situation, Charlie. I mean, the latter part of the season, they did become more competitive. They started out, they beat Hawaii barely, and then lost to Indiana, LSU, Oregon, and Penn State, Minnesota. And then Rutgers, Nebraska, Iowa were all wins. They won 4 of their last 6. And, I mean, and they're going to be better this year. Now, some of these
that was what, his first year as coach?
Yes, that was his first year.
There's some growing pains with coaches as well as players in the first year.
No, he took over a horrible situation. I mean, a horrible situation. Andy, we're going to see you in a couple of weeks, and because one of the contests that we want to be a part of, that you're going to be our proxy, is at Westgate. So we'll be doing the Radio Row broadcast for Circa week 0.
When are you coming into town?
It'll be
week 0.
Yeah, week 0. We're broadcasting Thursday and Friday. Yes, over at Circa.
Keep in mind, and again, any one of your listeners or whatever who wants to come and enter that college contest, keep in mind the deadline to enter that college contest is Wednesday, I think the 27th, or Thursday the 28th. That week 1, that Labor Day weekend is the first week of the college contest.
Yeah, week 0 is not included.
Week 0 is not, but week 1 is. It does start.
Right.
A lot of these, like the Golden Nugget contest, would always start their contest with the first week of the NFL, which is generally week 2 of the colleges.
Yep.
Okay. But this year, week 1, and actually, week 1 is week 1 of the NFL is actually the week following the Labor Day weekend. So it's actually week 1 of college that this contest is starting on.
Good to know. Good to know.
People want to do that, keep in mind.
Follow Andy on Twitter at VegasAndy711. Thank you, Andy. Great stuff as always.
Thanks, guys. We'll look forward to next week.
Don't forget our friends over at K&M Automotive on Segan Lane, the only place I take my vehicle. And on Segan Lane near Perkins, across Segan from Ambrosia Bakery. And the great thing is you're going to get an honest deal. You're going to get a fair shake. That's why Jason Payne at K&M Automotive has so much repeat business, because that's your biggest fear, that you're going to be upcharged for unnecessary work. Not going to happen at K&M. They're open 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. So if your car needs any type, well, the engine light comes on. You don't know what's going on. We're not trained mechanics. Bring it in to see Jason over at K&M Automotive. It's the only place I take my vehicle. K&M Automotive, Segan near Perkins, right across Segan from Ambrosia Bakery.
Live at Doe's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Ruffino'sRestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All right, Max, you had us confused.
Mea
so go
culpa
ahead.
time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shout out to Richie in the YouTube chat for pointing this out. This was actually the 2008 season that game day went to Vanderbilt. And, Jimmy, you were correct. Auburn had a 13-0 lead in the first quarter. Vanderbilt came back to win that game 14-13. Vanderbilt was undefeated 4-0 at the time against a ranked number 13 Auburn, who was 4-1. Vanderbilt would go on to make a bowl game, first time in 25 seasons that they had a winning record, but they would lose 4 straight after that game. So 14-13 win in 08.
And both teams were ranked. 19 Vanderbilt and 13 Auburn. You owe me a Rolling Rock from Latrobe.
Fair enough.
It sounds a lot more closer. First class, second class, no class coming up to start hour number 2 from Doe's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Thunder Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low-glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Are you a diesel or gas technician who knows how to put the customer first? Would you like to work with a great team, get great benefits, make great money, and have every weekend off? Then TRICARE Automotive wants to talk to you. Go to TRICAREautomotive.com now.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch, first class.
I want a seat in first class where I was booked and ticketed over a month ago.
Second class.
No man should be subjected to the indignity of being labeled or treated like a second-class citizen.
And no class.
I've become like school on Sunday. No class. I'll tell you what then, why don't you call me sometime when you have no class?
First class, second class, and no class. Brought to you by Supreme Rice. Buy local with Louisiana-based Supreme Rice since 1936.
And we return here at Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City. Come by and see us in the Crown Town Room for lunch today. Jimmy, I'm going to let you handle first class since you were gone with two of your favorites. Tyrann Mathieu announced his retirement, and Ryan Sandberg, the legendary Cub, passed away. So
let's start with the national first, and
Yeah.
then we'll go to the local, that gets a little bit more buzz with our audience. But Rhino, man, I'm a Cubbies fan. You're watching the Superstation. A lot of people our generation, they pick the Braves or the Cubs. And the Cubs, with this drunk during the games, I don't know. This guy was a little bit more colorful, Harry Carey. And they were losers. And they played during the day. Day games during the week. It was just, but man, at 84, when they finally turned it around, they were a hit. And their star was Ryan Sandberg. And back in this era, so in the mid-'80s, when the middle infield, before it was home run or bust, let's just all, but don't worry about your fielding, don't worry about your base running. He was your tools guy. So your middle infielders were so much, they had to be the glove first. And the Phillies had a guy, a great second baseman, Manny Trio. Mike Schmidt would go a little bit to second from third. So Sandberg's blocked. He was a throw-in on the deal from the Phillies because, remember, Larry Boa was a shortstop for that 84 team that went all the way. He was traded for Ivan DeJesus, who was a pretty good. They're both really good gloves who didn't have much of a stick. My dad's quote on me. But anyway, Sandberg was a throw-in. Next thing you know, 9 straight Gold Gloves. The consecutive game streak without an error. And he can hit, but also he hit for power. He was Cal Ripken Jr. as far as this big, strong, power-hitting middle infielder before that time. 9 Silver Slugger Awards. That's the best hitting second baseman. Altuve now has tied that. And then, he's part of that whole thing. Ethan even has a flag in a Cubs flag with 23 that we got from, so I'll always remember his number. And then when LSU was playing Georgia, it was the Mettenberger return to Athens game.
2013.
So me and the Little Prince went Thursday to Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, downtown. Friday, we're going to the Phillies and Braves game. We're staying in Buckhead. We're getting a cab to the game. They said, do you mind? It was a nice hotel. They said, it was just me and Ethan. Do you mind if these ladies join you? Well, sure. They're going to the same place. Sure, they share a cab with us. They're going. It was Rhino's wife.
Really?
Yeah. And so I don't know if you know. Oh, ma'am, we're well aware of your husband, and I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And just kind of just a before his time guy. And in the Phillies game with the wind blowing out was kind of the Rhino game and stuff like that. But just a guy ahead of his time as far as brought a power aspect to a fielding heavy sort of position. So that's sad, man. Rhino, but in Cooperstown, where he belongs, and just can do it and ran the bases. He just a real tools player, and before his time at the extra dimension of power hitting that he brought to such a steady glove. But a throw in on a trade, huh? Devon DeJesus, Charlie,
The best throw in of all time. Him or John Smoltz.
But Manny Trio and Rhino, it was like neck and neck for the. He had to surpass him for the second place Gold Glove.
Gold Gloves, yeah.
To get it. Now the Honey Badger. Now we've the nickname is awesome, but he started 2-star athlete. Now listen, talking to all my coaching friends in the Catholic League, he was making all kinds of plays, in the Catholic League for St. Aug, but he was too damn little, and so he came to a camp and they started running, and I'll never forget. I mean, he just stood out. I mean, he's making plays on the ball and different things like that, and he just. Whenever we talk about making that next step from high school to college to pro in football, the game is so much faster. He played the college game at a speed that was so far ahead of. Wait, he just did what? You had to see the highlights to actually see what he did. It was almost like that Patrick Peterson interception in Tuscaloosa. Well, it didn't look like it, but you had to go back. Oh, no, he got it. And one of the great things about instant replay, that coverage, strip, scoop, score, TD against Oregon, I mean, game on. I mean, it was unbelievable. So, and Charlie, I remember you doing one of the post-game shows and say, man, you got guys, who do you compare them to? Because defensive players, big-time programs, making impacts, also needed that had some special teams, Charles Woodson, okay? And he made some special teams plays and some impactful plays, but he also made some offensive plays. Deion Sanders, okay? Made all kinds of plays, wild plays, but in the return game was phenomenal. And then there was a guy, was one of my favorites in 1980, the Herschel Walker freshman year when they won it all in 1980. Terry Hogue was all over the place. He's blocking field goals. He's intercepting passes. He's making plays on all over the place. But all those guys put together didn't make the impact plays on defense and special teams, game-changing plays that the Honey Badger did. He was one of a kind. It's not even close. Had he not had his sidestep, you go in Tiger Stadium, you get that just a few names with Tommy Casanova, Billy Cannon, am I missing it?
Jerry Stovall.
And Jerry Stovall. He's got to be there. Now, you can't do, he got kicked off the team, but he has his third year. Well, he's going to have it. We're sitting with, at SEC Media Days, and we're talking to the dad. I forget the kid's name. He had kids that played at LSU in Alabama, and he was part of kind of the staff at Alabama. And they said the rematch in the Superdome, Saban brought in a sports psychologist, and he said, "Well, I've got my fund." He said, "You've watched the tape. What do you find?" He says, "You gotta stop this Honey Badger. You gotta stop him. He makes these impact plays, and it just fuels his team." Do we need to see the SEC championship game to see that?
Yeah.
We didn't have a first down at half, and he starts getting off plays left and right, and it's just highlight play after highlight play, just unbelievable. And he's so instinctful, so smart, and for a little guy. He still made as many Pro Bowls and all pros with multiple ACL surgeries, which definitely hurt his career. Ain't no dog job. My favorite defensive player, sorry, bro, it's not close. In not just LSU, not just the SEC, the history of college football, Honey Badger's my guy.
First class for Ryan Sandberg and Tyron Matthew. The biggest what if for me, you did all of the individual what ifs, is the 2012 season. LSU lost a game at Florida by 8 points. There was a turnover. In that game. that really hurt LSU, but it was a winnable game. And then the game they lost to Alabama here in November, which was the T.J. Yeldon screen pass that got them in the last 2 minutes. They probably win those two games if Matthew is there. And then, you get into the SEC championship game. They could have won the national championship. Yeah,
very, very worse.
And that would have gotten you into the SEC championship game, which I think you would have had a great chance to win. You would have kind of had a chance to play for and if they get to the national championship game and they play Notre Dame, they're going to win that game. Sorry if Coach Kelly's listening, but yeah, LSU would have beaten Notre Dame that year. It would have been difficult. The SEC championship game would have been harder for them than the.
So that was that Alabama team that beat Notre Dame. That was like a scrimmage.
2012. Yeah. So that's the big what if for me. So first class Sandberg and to Matthew. My second class. I mentioned this briefly yesterday, but the one practice I've been able to attend so far that hadn't conflicted with the show on Saturday. One of the guys I wanted to mention was his senior defensive back from Houston, A.J. Halsey, and he was a late add, so he wasn't in that original transfer portal class that when they did all the rankings and stuff. He was a late add, so maybe didn't get as much publicity. But you looked at his stats of what he did. He started his career at New Mexico, and he had his last 2 years at Houston, 74 tackles, 97 tackles, 86 tackles in the 3 years, 3 forced fumbles, fumble recovery, 7 interceptions. And then I got to see him in person up close on Saturday, and physically, I think you're really going to like this kid. He plays sort of downhill. He's got instincts. No, he's no Tyrann Mathieu. I'm not trying to make that comparison. We just happen to have these back-to-back. But he is one of the thickest defensive backs that you will see. Listed at a little over 220 pounds, and he's got those gigantic legs. I think he's going to be an impact player for LSU. The safety play was not good a year ago. There's no need to belabor the point. I think that he is going to be, along with TaMarcus Cooley, a big upgrade in that secondary for LSU, and I'm excited to see him play because I do think there's going to be some turnovers created by him. I do think that he's going to make some of those impact plays. So good with what he's done so far in his career. There's very good numbers. He was all Big 12 last year for a 4-8 Houston team, and I think he's got a chance to be really, really good here. So take a look at A.J. Halsey when we finally get to see those guys go. No class. You hadn't seen him yet, so I'll just kind of move on from here. But I'm anxious to see him play for LSU. Now we go to no class. It's been a rough year for Stanford athletics. Okay, things aren't going all that well. First of all, they get stuck into this move. I don't know if they got pressured into it. They led the way. This move into the ACC, and Stanford belongs in the ACC about like I belong at a Chippendales audition. Okay, it ain't there, but they're doing this anyway. So for the money, okay. So then they got to fire Troy Taylor, their head football coach, basically on HR violations. Okay, he's involved in a lawsuit against the school. Tara Vandermeer, who was the basketball coach there forever, among the second leading wins total in NCAA history, she's no longer there. She retired, and then last week they decided to hire a new athletic director. So they hired John Donahoe. John Donahoe is a very, very successful businessman. He is worth, according to the fine folks over at Forbes, somewhere around $400 million, okay? John Donahoe's previous job was at Nike, where he was there from 2019 until 2023. During that time, Nike had their worst years in the history of the company, record losses. So in 2024, Donahoe, after 4 years of overseeing some of these things, and I'm not suggesting it was all his fault, made a decision. He would cut 15% of Nike staff in order to, make up for the losses. His salary and bonus remained in the top 0.1% of the top 1%, in the nation. Nothing like firing 15% of your staff when your bonus is $32.8 million. Oh, by the way, look, very successful businessman, heavily involved in politics. This is exactly what you want out of an athletic director, okay? Cuts all the staff as soon as they start losing money, and his experience as an athletic director is zero. That's who I would want to hire, somebody who's got no athletic director's experience at all. I mean, just because you're good at something doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be good at something else. You're gonna get into the political angle even more with this guy than you were before. The thing at Nike really rubbed me the wrong way. We've seen CEOs, hey, listen, we're having a bad year. That was right through the middle of COVID at the beginning of his tenure. That's right. Hey, I'll sacrifice too. Not this cat. Give me all my money. 15% of staff, hit the bricks. I have it from an eyewitness the day he resigned at Nike, the party that the employees threw up there, okay? For firsthand eyewitness to the party that they threw when this guy left. So roll on, Stanford. You could have done better than this. No class.
They announced today they're cutting 363 jobs by the end of next month, so he'll fit right in.
He's already
Nike?
Stanford.
Okay, I was about to say. Stanford. If everything was happening 20 years earlier, maybe. I mean, Stanford was one of the top athletic programs in the country.
They win the Sears Trophy every year.
That's part of it, but football rules, okay?
Sure.
And Harbaugh slash Luck, those teams are really good. Those teams are really good.
David Shaw had some good teams.
Well, he followed Harbaugh.
He did, but he had a number of good seasons.
Harbaugh had.
Harbaugh had to turn it around.
He did the heavy lifting.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, won a game as a 6-touchdown underdog. Not many can do that. It's just their time. They are. I just don't know how long the Cal Stanford ACC. Quit fooling yourself. Quit fooling yourself with this coast-to-coast traveling. I mean, it's still, we know they're there, but still, ACC Media Days, I'm kind of watching off and on it. Like, what are they doing there? I mean, it just...
They don't fit.
They don't fit, and it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. Just get into the Mountain West or Pac-12, whatever it is now, and just go back and play your regional for all your other sports, because you don't care about football anymore. Cal was good last year. Cal's going to be terrible this year.
Stanford is doing something with their football team that I can remember one other time that it happened. They're playing with an interim coach, okay? Frank Reich is going in as the coach and saying, I am doing this for 1 year and that's it.
Tremendous academic schools, okay? Yeah. Athletics shouldn't be first, okay? But they could be. But they were really, I mean, they were more than Notre Dame. Notre Dame, your kid's really a sharp kid, and he can play. You get a Notre Dame. You get a Notre Dame offer. I mean, that's a great degree. Okay, Stanford had that. Stanford, the pool is limited, but the pool they had passed up Notre Dame. They were better than Notre Dame, and they were more of an appeal. If you grow up in Virginia, New Orleans, or freaking Oklahoma City, my kid can play, and he's a 4.0 student. He's going to Stanford. It's not even close. I'll drive him there,
The other thing that really baffled me about this hire was their general manager for the football team is Oliver Luck, who's pretty accomplished guy, and to me would have been a real good choice. He's already on your staff. I'd have made him the athletic director.
Well, Andrew Luck's involved now too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Andrew Luck. I said Oliver Luck is dad. Andrew Luck. Yeah, he's there. I'd have made him general AD before I'd have made this guy AD.
But how much experience has he? I mean, minus him maybe tugging on some boosters to steer, to divert some of that academic contributions to the athletic side. I mean, I guess he's one of you guys, but his career's cut short too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, he cut his own.
I know
that was by his.
I know, but
his own deal. I don't know. This didn't make
think
a whole lot of sense
the
to me.
history though. This is going on right now, and Cal was about to. What were they? they didn't have an athletic director. What was their deal that they almost banned athletics or something?
They were on
what was it exactly?
The year they went to the College World Series, they were going to cut baseball.
Okay.
That might be what you're remembering. That's about.
There was more than that, though.
No, there
They
might have
just
been more
don't-
than that, but that was what I remember. It's like the baseball program is going away, and then they made their run and they saved the program. You remember the other interim coach? Just a one-year deal
For football?
For football in the SEC. Just
a 1 year deal.
Yeah, because they had to run the coach out in the off season, so he had to take the job at a weird time. He said, "Yeah, I'll do this for 1 year."
Is it Frank Broyles or?
No, but you're on the right track. John L. Smith at Arkansas. After
Arkansas.
Petrino fell off the motorcycle, they had to bring him in for 1 year.
Don't forget our friends at Supreme Rice, first class, second class, no class. And yes, we had the red beans and rice with the chicken yesterday at the Odd House. Came home on Sunday, and that's the first thing I did was made my poor bowl rice. It's got all the nutrients. It's a great restaurant style, restaurant quality type of rice that also gives you all the nutrients of the brown rice as well. And Charlie, not just taking care of business right now, but looking out. We've been doing it for generations and generations. But folks at Supreme Rice looking out for future Louisiana rice farmers as well.
And that's the Climate Smart program. You see the labels on the packaging. Means that they're going to reduce methane emissions and promote water conservation. They've been doing this since the 1930s, so they want to keep it going. For more information and some great recipes, go to the website at supremerice.com. Live at Doe's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Thunder Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new poor-boiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low-glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your problem. Whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
a jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go trebles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And we return here at Doe's Eat Place. We're also brought to you by the Thibodaux Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux. You know what, if you're doing home improvement projects, you're working on your back patio in that area, you'll be able to get all of the advice you need from the folks at the Thibodaux Store, because you can save a lot of money if you do some of these small home improvement projects yourself, not having to pay a contractor or a handyman to do that. So if you don't exactly know what you're doing, get in there and ask for some help. They'll point you in the right direction, make sure you're not wasting time and money with procedures that don't work and supplies that you don't need. Also, tons of crawfish and jambalaya pots as we head towards tailgating. You can get those all the way up to your Big Green Egg Cookers. Huge selection of grills, patio furniture, and cypress furniture that is unique to the store. Rockers, gliders, benches, swings, all of them available at the Thibodaux Store. And if you need lumber delivered, do that out of their sister property at the Pierre Part Store. Online, it's thethibodauxstore.com, open until 5:30 daily. All right, LSU done with their first full padded practice of the fall. Ramping this thing up, this is something that Brian Kelly talked about a week ago, that they would gradually increase the length of their practices, so they'll get to the 2-hour mark tomorrow. Said that this should cut down on the soft tissue injuries. So far, so good. Really the only guy that has missed time that we didn't expect is Aaron Anderson after he practiced the first day, and I don't think that that's the soft tissue as much as it's some lingering things, and apparently he's going to be fine because they put him through the MRI and the bone scan yesterday. Defense ahead of the offense today. Kelly called it a great time to evaluate because guys are no longer running around in their underwear. You get the reference there. One of the things that that has been posted now, a number of the guys that were at the press conference and the post practice was that obviously out at the star spot behind Harold Perkins is having a heck of a camp. They're working Charles Ross there because he is I would say the top linebacker in the class, one of the top overall players in the class out of Texas, but also that they mentioned Jordan Gilbert as a candidate for the star. That's interesting to me because there's a log jam at safety. There's just a lot of numbers of guys who have played. And so you brought in Tamarcus Cooley from NC State. You brought in A.J. Halsey from Houston. Both of these guys were starters at their places a year ago, and Halsey was an all-conference guy. You played Deshaun Spears, the rising sophomore from Denham Springs, a little bit at the beginning of last season. His playing time kind of tapered off as the season went along, but he did play some, and he did start some. And then Javian Toviano is back there as well, and he's played a decent amount of football for you. So there's not going to be a lot of time at safety if you're the fifth or sixth one back there. I get the feeling that maybe they may be seeing the transfers as the starters and the returning players outside of him as the backups. I might be reading too much into this, but if they're looking for an experienced backup behind Perkins, the other kids that they're working there are all young players that haven't played very much. This might be an indication of where the safety position is right now a weekend at camp, and not a huge surprise either. That might end up working out well for all of these players. Kelly also said Harlan Berry, the top running back in the class last year, is going to have to play for us this year. I think we're starting to talk about what the running back reps behind the start of Caden Durham might look like. Okay, Caleb Jackson still, it's not quite there. He still looks a touch heavy. I'm not sure if he's ready for a bigger workload. And then you got Barry and J.T. Lindsey as a freshman, and then Jawan Johnson as sort of your catch-all. And I think they're going to find some reps for him. They've been doing some direct snap and things like that with him. So maybe you'll see a little bit of him. But they're definitely looking for who's going to take some carries behind Caden Durham. And Harlan Berry going to be one of those guys. So a few news and notes from practice today. First day in pads. Questions?
Okay.
No,
I'm interested to see where if they move Gilbert, if he were able to play at star, and then, how does the secondary look at the end of the season? I think it might look. I think we have an idea of how it might look to begin the year, but is it going to look that way by the end of the season?
Well, now you're talking about DJ Pickett.
Sure.
Because Delane and Stamps are going to start for the time being. Pickett and P.J. Woodland was hitting some people the other day. I liked what I saw to him a year ago. He just needs to get a little bit bigger. But Pickett's the guy you're talking about. And right now, looks good. Going to move up. He's going to play more as the season goes along. I don't think you're going to be able to keep him off the field. Is he ready to start game one? I don't know. Probably not. There's some other guys that have played a lot more football than him. But is he going to ramp up? Yeah. I don't think there's any question about that. So that's where we're at.
Good looking team, Charlie.
I like them. I do.
So, did you see sort of the SEC Network, Stinchcom's little kind of preview?
I did.
He kind of tiered the teams. He has LSU in a second tier with Texas A&M. His top tier teams are Georgia, Alabama, and Texas.
Mm-hmm.
This is Kelly's clearly his best roster.
Yes.
They're gonna be a top tier team. They better.
Right now,
what the hell are they gonna do next year?
If you look at this, are they at the bottom of the first tier or the top of the second tier? Or they? Because I don't think that there's that much difference between LSU and Alabama right now. In fact, I give LSU an edge because of the quarterback.
One's 9, and their preseason rankings are schedule related. And Alabama's one non-conference game, they get Wisconsin at home, who's picked to finish near the bottom of the Big Ten.
They do play. In fairness, they play Florida State too.
Oh, I'm sorry, they do
on the road.
No, that's and Florida State is going to be better.
Yeah.
How much better? We don't know. They're going to be better. Are they going to be 2 years ago? Probably not quite as good, but they're supposed to be pretty good. And that's your first road start in a hostile environment for your quarterback. So I apologize, but I think those two are easier than going to Clemson.
Yes,
yeah,
they are.
I mean, you got more of a chance to lose one playing that one at Clemson than you do with playing those two for Alabama. Anyway, but Alabama's a little bit, but LSU, I guess, till you can't put them that high until when's the last time they finished in the top 10?
Finished in the top 10?
Yeah.
19.
So Kelly's never finished in the top 10.
Not finished, no.
Okay, well, well, aren't your preseason rankings supposed to be a little bit of an idea where they're going to finish?
I have no problem with their preseason ranking. I think that they're between 5 and 10 is fine.
They got to prove it a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
A lot.
And like you said, a lot of those guys that make those rankings, they do it based on schedule, and nobody wants to have one of their top 10 teams lose in week one, and they could lose in week
10-win season? A 10-win team?
10, yes.
It sure looks like it, huh?
This
doesn't it?
Needs to be a 10-2 team.
So you used my word, because I was on with Tim Murray and Vise, and I was actually, when I was in California, yeah, Tim, I'll do the spot. Because, well, it asked me SEC overall and said, is Brian Kelly going to crack through, make the playoff? I said he better.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is his best roster, He's got an experienced top-level quarterback. I mean, there's some continuity in the coordinators. I mean, there's everything. I mean, you've spent more money
You made
in
your
the
investment.
portal.
Yes.
No, and we don't know if that's every year. Do we know if that's every year?
No.
Probably it might be closer than in the past, but it might not be this every year.
The whole thing's going to look different with the revenue sharing anyway. But, Marcus Spears this morning said, if he doesn't make the playoffs, this is a disastrous year. I think that's a good word.
Yeah, so you said need.
Yeah.
I said he better.
Yeah.
And Swagoo's saying it's a disaster if they don't
year.
make. Yeah.
Now, what it's not is a fireable year. Okay, 9-3 is not a fireable year. But 9-3, but out of the playoffs, that's a disastrous year. That's an underachieving year.
They're not firing him, but man, it's.
But that's what most people equate with disastrous season at a school like this, and that's not the case. Okay, if he goes 9-3, he's gonna feel plenty of heat, and everybody's gonna consider it disappointment, but they're not gonna fire him.
We also have to remind ourselves that they're not into paying coaches not to coach like they used to.
No, because it's gotten a lot more expensive.
More
expensive.
What is control what you can control? Okay, the judge rules this. Here's the rules. Everybody's trying to figure it out. Or you got to pay the players now. Okay, whatever. But what you can control is you can be more. You can spend more wisely, and just throwing these contracts and firing guys because your biggest couple of boosters said, man, this guy's not playing. No, you got to stay with them a little bit longer. You were forced to be a little bit more patient. Minus one school.
Texas.
Auburn. It's true. They're talking about Dillingham already.
I was told that I got my quota of Auburn jokes in yesterday, so I'm done for the week.
Oh, really?
On Auburn jokes. Well, who are we talking about?
That's not a joke. That's not a joke.
It's a fact.
I'm not joking.
It's a fact. We're talking about who would take the job if the guy from Arizona State would take. Yeah,
Dillingham.
Dillingham would take the job. Yeah, so just take the job at Auburn and get fired. Been very lucrative in the past.
Yes.
Tex Morris is going to stop speaking to me.
Announce the NBA like that. The NBA, you get a 5-year deal, man. You get 1 year, you go on. I mean, how much they're paying Thibodeau? Didn't he just renew his deal?
20-some million, I think.
No, but 4 years?
Yeah, it was 4
20 million. Yeah, that's nice, good.
The one with Monty Williams. The Pistons hired him, kept him for a year as the highest paid coach, and then fired him and paid the whole thing out.
The NBA is the
Yikes.
Yes. Don't forget our friends over at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance, it's hot. It breaks down. Give my man and Lucas Ragusa, his great staff over at Total Maintenance. Lucas has been in the family business, worked his way up. He's been a tech. He's been on these calls. He knows we got a great crew, so he knows what it takes to make a good technician. He knows how to manage the technicians and know what they're dealing with every step of the way. He's paid his dues, and that's why they're so efficiently run. 480-1000. That unit breaks down. Service today, every day. Same-day service means you'll never sleep hot. You call today, you get service today. We're factory-authorized dealers for Carrier, American Standard, Dakin, and Rheem products. Generators are in season right now. We're authorized dealer for Generac and Cummins generators. So now's the time to get that generator. Total Maintenance, 480-1000, 480-1000.
Live at Doe's, live at lunch, 104.5, ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit RuffinosRestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Crow's Head, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Crow's Head exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons at 3 on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
And return here at Doe's Eat Place live at lunch. Yankees losers of 4 straight. Max, welcome to Judge back.
Yes, Aaron Judge is back tonight against the Rangers after they had a real devastating loss. They got swept by the Marlins the weekend, and last night 5-4 up in the 9th inning. Jock Peterson batting 130 this season, hits a home run to tie it. They end up losing in the 10th in extras, but Devin Williams came in the 9th, and that's got Yankees fans in an uproar because things aren't going well for them, and they haven't been going well for a while, Jimmy.
They didn't get to follow. They didn't get to face Nathan Eovaldi tonight.
Let's not act like this has been started, but they are. I mean, they're just. This is the new, Lil Steinbrenner, and I mean they're too Judge dependent. They got outbid for Soto. Now they brought in a guy like Max Fried too, which they would not have been able to do had they landed Soto, which has been good for the most part. But this has been a free fall, and they are just they're not great to begin with, but they're really bad without Judge. They're just too dependent, and now that people have seen it without him, I just think the treatment. I don't know how much you pitch to him. I mean, he deserves. I mean, just make somebody else beat you. And the other thing is, it's without a doubt, this is not even close. And, we can go old school and worry about fundamental. This is the poorest fundamental Yankees team ever. And it is the poorest fundamental, poorest baseball IQ team in Major League Baseball. It's not close to second worst. And it's every night. Every night. I Jazz Chisholm's on first base. He's not attempting to steal. It's no hit and run. It's less than 2 outs. It's a pop-up to second base. How do you get doubled up? And Boone goes and, he tries to address him in the sound, and that's kind of a comedy act as well. He's a hothead with the umpires, but he's all over the place. And so
he got his first base coach in the dugout.
They've gone from the Dodgers to trying to keep up with the spending. And so it's just a completely different approach. And they're just, to have one World Series win in how many years, and they may not make the playoffs. So we will see. But this is not new. The Yankees are bad. I mean, not new at all. Not new at all. And then who's your best team in baseball?
Milwaukee or Detroit?
Well, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Detroit's falling off a little, yeah.
Where everybody's home runner. I love going to the baseball park in Major League Park for the first time with some friends that hadn't been there in a while. Man, what's up with they show the team batting averages? I mean, one guy's batting over 260? Yeah, this is how it is. Oh, look at the team batting average for Milwaukee.
What is it? I don't even.
Oh, it leads the league. The batting average doesn't mean anything with the analytics today, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't mean anything. Well, it does. And it's just in sports, where everybody's running spreads. Oh, the power running game all of a sudden is really effective. Oh, you still got to run and stop the run, right? So some things like that, and it may be just cyclical right now, but hey, based on all the contracts are based on home runs. That's what you get.
You have 7 guys in Major League Baseball hitting over 300. 7 full-time players with enough at-bats to qualify.
Would you say what used to be 275 is 230? The 275 play was 275 15, 20 years ago an average hitter?
Well, yeah, because
the leaders were all batting like 330, 340.
Yeah, when you look at those guys that are hitting 340 now, it's 340 with a power edge to it. Is the one difference I would tell you. The league average, I don't know, is all that much different than it was 20 years ago. But yeah, the guys that are hitting 340 or 240, they're willing to put up with that because they might hit 30 home runs.
Average hitters, I can name on one hand. Luis Ariz, Stephen Kwan. What other just pure average hitters? They don't exist.
Right.
League-wide average, Jimmy, is 246. 10 years ago, it was 255 across the league, so it's dropped 10 points.
So that's just 10 years. You go back 20, I bet it's even more.
268 back in 2007.
268 was the league average, and it is now, what is it?
246. 22 points. It's dropped off.
League-wide.
18 years.
So, but, the Yankees, and I hated them, okay? But I respected them. If they had a runner at third with the less than 2 outs of getting them home. Okay, everybody's trying to do that for the most part, but still, they got it done more. But if runners at second with nobody out, even a guy like Paul O'Neill to Derek Jeter, they are going to hit the ball in the ground to the right side.
Yeah.
They're going to, no, that's unheard. You're not giving up an out. You don't give up an out, now. You can get a hit out of it. They just prioritized. They didn't swing it, balls out. Now, we'll say that I think it's to a point where the players want this electronic. Max, you might feel me. It seems like they want the electronic strike zone because if it's off the plate 2 to 3 inches with 2 strikes, it's so much more common for them to take it. Now, it's a ball with the electronic strike zone, but with an umpire, it's close enough that 30%, 40%, they ring you up. And getting the called strike threes, I want to know what that is. The backwards Ks in Major League Baseball, it's way up. It's got to be.
And it used to be too close to take. Remember, too close to
Of
take.
course,
That's
you protected the plate. You
thing.
fouled off, but they can't handle that pitch anyway. So it's not in their zone.
Yeah.
So they can't do anything with it anyway. So they're not offering on it, and so they go back and say it's a ball.
Brewers 20th in payroll this year, Jimmy.
It's
best record in baseball.
He won Manager of the Year last year. Murphy, the old Arizona State coach.
Well, they lost Craig Counsell. And they
I know,
replaced him very well.
and, you know, yeah, and Corbin Burns was on their team to start last year, or Baltimore. No, they got him. Baltimore got him, but they lost some guys. They were supposed to be one of the weaker teams in the National League Central. So it's interesting, to say the least. Don't forget our friends over at Relief Windows, Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. If your neighborhood homeowners association requires wood windows, you got to call our friends over at Relief Windows. They look great, they're functional, and they last. That's what you do over at Relief Windows. So vinyl windows, we got storm impact windows, and also our wood windows. Why the wood windows will last? Because they're built using our last wood. They're gelled windows that come with a 20-year general warranty and a lifetime warranty against rotten termites that are built specifically to handle these extreme weather conditions in South Louisiana. From the extreme heat to the rain to the snowstorms in the winter, Relief Windows, our last gelled windows, can handle it. Call for a quote today. They're open 288-8138. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com.
Live at Doe's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs.
Hold, please.
Okay. Until much later that he got roughed up in the 6th because they were up 4-0. For 5. He got roughed up for 4. The Pirates got roughed up for 6 in the 5th and 6th inning.
Yeah. You went there last week. You okay? All right, whenever you're ready.
All right, it's rolling.
This is Charles Handigriff. Join us for the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch. We're at the original walk-ons, Burbank and Nicholson. Randy McKay joins us to continue our NFL preview. Scott Rabelais from the Advocate and Wes Reynolds will join the show as well. Live at walk-ons at 11 a.m. Wednesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
LSU, Fin Bomb, Sushi, Burrito, Poke, Ramen at Burbank and Lee.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And there ain't no troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, the chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Saints headed out to California following the practices today. They play the Chargers on Sunday. They'll be without Devin Neal, the rookie running back from Kansas. Hamstring, Max?
Hamstring injury will miss a few weeks. Tough blow for him, but an opportunity for Cam Akers and Clyde.
Yeah, there was some carries to be had in the preseason for him. That's not going to happen now. Hey, you're looking for something to watch tonight. I'm actually looking forward to this because I've gotten some really good reviews on this. Is the SEC football any given Saturday docs that are on Netflix. The one that's up now or has been dropped today is LSU in South Carolina from last year. Scott Rabelais was at SEC Media Days. They gave him a sneak preview of all this. He said it's really well done. You see a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. I don't go overboard on Hard Knocks and all that stuff, but these guys I know, so I'm kind of curious to see this.
We were talking about how tough it is, and it's a little bit of kind of a tough break, of how if you could beat Clemson at home, in Death Valley, even with not as strong as that South Carolina game last year. It was a 3rd and 16 that they converted for a touchdown, which is over a minute to go. And of course, Clemson was in red zone, so field goal territory down 3. The ball that was deflected for the interception to seal the victory. So some tough breaks against Clemson in that game as well.
Thanks to the folks at Doe's. Tomorrow we're at Walk On. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Need more space? Workbox, LO.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Thank
All right,
you,
Jordan.
Jordan.
Thank
Talk
you.
to you tomorrow.